Spud. Spud.
Alrighty.
Here we go.
Testing widgets.
Widgets. Widge.
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 Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Girl, this hair today.
Dude. It's poop.
Honey.
Big.
I just didn't do anything. I had to wash it because I smelled like dog urine all
feel
over
you.
my body, and then but then I just didn't do anything to it.
I
And
feel that.
Just loud and proud today, Jesus.
Oh man, that dog life.
Welcome back to another episode of Jacob V Weekly. We want to start the episode by inviting you to donate to Caddyshack of New Hamel, Illinois, just outside of Edwardsville. Caddyshack IL on Facebook. Also, if you want to support the show, the only way to do that with money is patreon.com/JacobV. We have exclusive content. We post there a lot. Even more often, I'd say, than we do this show. That's supposed to be weekly, but the world won't quit ending. Barry King is with me.
Hi.
I have a new record out with a band I'm in called Blinded by Stereo. Blinded by Stereo on all platforms. Vinyl release forthcoming as soon as the supply chain is correct. So 2025, look for that one. I'm in a new band called No Antics that is dropping a new single next week, New Year's Day. You could pre-save that or something. I'll have to ask about the details on that one. Barry King and I are only vaguely employed in the world right now. We're working on it. We are going to rebuild, and I had a tarot card reading yesterday with my good friend and friend of the show, Zaza G, and my center card was the Five of Coins, which means my money is on my mind, and I'm worried about it. Okay, but also I'm also in a hangman pattern. Right, the hangman is a wake up call and a moment of gotta figure your life out mode. But I think I've been in that pattern for about 6 or 7 months at the least, anyway, and that's only literally. I think I've been emotionally there for a long time. So on the future, I have a page and a king and a queen and a lot of go out there and get 'em energy and a lot of optimism universally on the horizon as far as, the cards would indicate. And that's really how I feel. I just wish I knew in my heart what more of that looked like. You know what I'm saying, Barry?
Yeah.
I know something good's going to happen, but I don't know when.
Yeah, man.
But as Kate Bush would say, just saying it could even make it happen.
Just gotta use the heart of the cards, man.
Yeah. So, that being said, if you have any reason you want to give me any money for doing anything, give a girl a call. Barry, what were we talking about? Dogs. I had to wash my hair because I smelled like dogs.
Dogs? Oh, I was just gonna say that I slept in literal shit the other day on accident. My dog,
You slept in it?
Yeah.
This is why I can't do the show by myself, because people are fucking weird and they throw you these curveballs. Barry just said to me, I accidentally slept in some shit the other day.
Not my own shit.
Well, thank God. I would rather sleep in dog shit than human shit. I don't know why. Something about human shit is just so variant and gross. Dogs have a high fiber diet. My dogs eat really expensive food.
Oh, ours too. They eat
Those dogs eat better than I do.
They eat from. That's what it's called with a PH, I think.
Oh,
I might
really?
be wrong.
I just
from.
I used to get this really bougie grain-free food, but then they came out and said that was bad. After years of me spending $70 a bag on the shit, and then now we just do the pro plan because that's what the vet said, and the dogs seem to love it. The shit is good.
The shit is good.
So you slept in some dog
Oh,
shit.
yeah,
Do
yeah.
we need to finish that, or?
Well, okay. Let me just explain how it got there, I guess. So
Please.
like it's cold outside. Thus, we haven't really been pooper scooping the backyard.
Oh, I have a service. You got to
quite as
do
much.
that. It's like $17 a week, and they come to your house and scoop all the poop.
No way.
I swear to God, brother.
For real?
That's based off your number of
Whoa.
dogs and the size of your yard, but there's no way you have more yard than I do. I had very little yard, but I just know where you live.
We actually have a pretty big yard. It's really weird.
But
it's really
seriously, it couldn't be more than $20 a week.
That's pretty sick. Anywho, he stepped in poop and he jumped up in our bed, and I just, it was dark, it was late, when I let him out because they were whining, and I didn't know. I was really tired. I woke up and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That's poop.
You think it was there the whole time? Or you think they shat there while you slept?
So it wasn't like a full on turd. He didn't like
Just a little sneak?
shit in the bed. Yeah, sneak. A little skid mark on my bed where I rest. But it's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just because you said dog urine. I just kind of went with it.
Yeah, it's hard. The baby doesn't like to go all night without peeing like the big dogs do.
Yeah.
And so I often have to I leave a pad every night in the hallway. He doesn't always use it, but just in case. And it's just hard. If you wake up to the smell of dog piss, you feel like everything smells like dog piss all day.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it doesn't. But here's the problem. It probably does. It's a piss-forward household over here. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm going to get, graded floors, and we're just going to power wash everything. Every day. Power washer.
I got one of those.
Yeah. Oh, my God. You could be making tons of money with a power washer right now.
Really?
Yeah. There's people on TikTok all the time who are like, I power washed my steps and got rent for free for a month. I just watched that TikTok before you got here.
What?
He said to his landlord, listen, if I power wash the house, can I have a month off my rent? And she said, oh, my God, absolutely. Because she'd have to pay somebody like $500 to do that.
That's pretty smart. It's pretty smart.
At least. I mean, people make hundreds of dollars power washing thing. You got to get on power wash TikTok, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to start with some light but intellectual content about why are video games $59 and why have they always been at least $50? I feel like video games were $49.99 when I was an infant, like when I was a boy.
Oh yeah.
When I was at Kirkwood Video Store looking at the box for Kirby 64, begging for it.
Oh, that game fucks.
That game was awesome.
That game's awesome. Yeah.
It was $50 then, and that's like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Why are they? Because movies are never that much.
Oh,
movies are at most like $30.
Well, the video game industry is just so messed up now, man. I mean, between EA and Bethesda and Rockstar, they're just really downward slope the past 10 years. Okay, we haven't seen another Elder Scrolls game since 2011.
It's crazy how much money that game has made.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's an amazing game.
So dated.
Yeah, I bought it 11/11/11.
Yeah,
I remember when they announced it at E3. I fucking cried. I was so happy.
That's an overreaction.
No, dude. No, it's not. I spent 2,000 hours at least the first year playing Oblivion.
So console video games have stayed about the same price of $60 for over 10 years. The price establishes a consumer expectation that the latest blockbuster game is going to cost you as much as you paid last year and the year before that. But video games have only gotten more complicated over time. I'm not watching this Business Insider video. This is propaganda. It's mostly due to consumer expectation. So if you're Nintendo or you're Sony or Microsoft or any other game publishers out there, if you released your game, the base level price tag being 70, 80, more than that, it's a strong possibility that people will just not buy it. I think both consumers and game publishers, blah, 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 they benefit from that. But there's a standard, there's an I don't really understand.
Well, the people who make games, too, the actual developers, a lot of the times are severely underpaid and mistreated. There's a lot of...
Yeah, I've heard of stuff like that. Like the teams that actually make the games and then the people that end up doing the distribution for them, they typically don't have the most advantageous relationship for both parties involved. Like, for example, I'm thinking of, I did Cyberpunk during COVID, Cyberpunk 2077. I streamed a lot of that. And the people that actually made it kept having issues with, whoever was, like EA or whoever was putting it out for them. So it was there was this big managerial disconnect. I don't have the research in front of me for that because you just reminded me of it.
Rockstar with that came out with the trilogy again.
Yeah.
The remaster.
What's that about?
Oh man, it's really bad. Like, and then you look at people who
What's bad about it?
the graphics, like the literal, like the look of everything. You see mods that people have made for San Andreas,
Yeah.
and then you look at this compared to it, like, oh my god, I'll find something. I'll pull.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about now. I've seen that.
Oh, dude, it's just ridiculous, and like the game's been broken. It almost seems like in a lot of ways, like the weather stuff doesn't work. Like the rain, you'll be in one like hit area and then walk into the next and just like see the camera move in and out of like the rain. It's just like a wall. It's it's,
So
it's just like they hyped it up so much and then like
so that's the thing. So like I guess it probably works the other way too. Like if you release a new game and you say, "Oh, we only want $30," then it's assumed that it's in a totally different price point and that it's like a something with in-app purchases and like a Fortnite kind of thing.
right. But all that, yeah, microtransactions are weird too. Like I remember,
So the price is stuck there because of this consumer dilemma.
but yeah, I do. I remember when games were a lot cheaper, and I just think that the
But
industry's
that's what I'm
gotten
saying is
greedier,
they weren't that
you know?
much cheaper. They weren't. I mean,
I saw one for $80 the other day. So
no, that's crazy.
no, I'm for real. I'm trying to remember what
but
it was.
But it's. I've seen them too. I've seen $89.99 for a packaging of a game.
And it comes with like 2 of the DLCs, and it's just like, well,
and
it's
that's the
already
other
in
thing
there.
with
What's
the
the-
DLC, brother. I have mixed feelings about paying $60 for a game and then paying for DLC.
It's just like it should be cheaper.
But I bought
at
the Breath of the
least.
Wild DLC. It was like $20 or $25.
Yeah,
Maybe $29, and it was worth it to me because I spent so many hours in that game, and I can't get that many hours of my life for cheaper than that. You know what I mean?
right.
Like when I dump hours into it, I really, as an adult, don't mind spending $50, $60 on a game because I know how much time I'm going to spend on it. And if it's a game I'm not going to spend that time on, I'm not going to spend that money. But if I just try to be awake during those hours that I would be spending on that game, not on that game, I'm going to be spending more money doing something else.
See, no, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Me personally, I'm an expensive bitch.
Yeah,
I like artificial crab meat out the bag. I'm
It's
going to
true.
have some of that tonight. I got it upstairs.
that's just pretty good. We used to put those in the Krabby Krab Puffs at the.
What's the earliest
Yeah.
video game you ever spent a lot of time playing by yourself?
Ooh, the earliest.
Earliest.
I feel like there's like eras in where I started. So I know I started with the Game Boy. Sorry. Speaking of the mic, I started with the Game Boy Advanced and the Nintendo 64. So I played a lot of like Killer Instinct,
Yeah.
and F-Zero. I
Oh,
liked
yeah.
those games because like the music was fucking metal. It was the shit. I also played a lot of like Super Smash, Mario Kart. I'd say if I had to like put one of those down though, it would probably be Super Smash Brothers. But the first game that I had like invested myself in after that was definitely Resident Evil on the GameCube.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a
I
defining
didn't have a
chapter for each
GameCube.
console.
I had a PlayStation 2. And there were titles I really missed out on GameCube.
Like well, the thing is, a lot of it was the same, but there were things I missed out on the PS2 as well and didn't get to play till later.
Yeah.
Like Shadow of the Colossus. I went and bought a PS2 and that
Just
game
for that.
to have the original experience. Yeah, and Time Splitters too. I remember I bought those.
I
at the
did
same
that
time.
that's how I got the Nintendo Switch, was I bought it just to play Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And if I didn't play anything else after that, I was okay with that.
Dude, yeah. What was yours? What was your first?
God, I spent a lot of time on my aunt's Sega Genesis, which I still
Oh, yeah.
have. I have somebody's Sega Genesis, but a couple people had Sega Genocide.
Yeah.
And so I'd play like Zombies Ate My Neighbors or Bomberman, like old Bomberman, or NHL 96, brother. I got that one upstairs.
Wasn't there also?
And those games were a lot harder.
Yeah.
They were not as deep, but they were a lot more difficult because because of
Aladdin. Did you play the Aladdin game?
Yeah,
that game.
that one was the shit.
Yeah, that game's pretty.
And there
tight.
was a game that was like it, that was just like, it didn't really have much of a storyline, and I still don't remember what it was about, but like you could play as one of 3 like Aladdin-looking, like
Yeah.
Middle Eastern characters, and they had very similar kind of stuff. It was kind of like when they would they did that a lot, where they would repackage games with different things for different audiences.
Yeah, yeah, like the same basic platformer, but reskinned.
Reskinned, yeah, that's the way to put it.
Reskinned. Not like maybe that's a little
No, no, no,
harsh,
no, no, no,
like,
no.
but
I get it.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to skin them up. Oh, here's the thing. I was looking for a function on OBS here that I just now found again.
Okay.
It lets me know who's watching, or how many, or whatever, and it was gone, so I wanted to make sure we were really doing it. And this is the part of the show where we have to get technical and talk about how things are fucked up. Hey, so I wrote in here, what is the Mariah menu? Apparently it's instead of a signature item or order like former celebrities have done with McDonald's has a menu of, with a purchase of something else, I guess, you get a different free item for 12 days leading up to Christmas, all brought to you by Mariah Carey.
What?
Yes, brother, the Mariah menu at McDonald's. Not a sponsor. I'm just a fan, apparently. I wish I had gone before we did the show.
Oh yeah.
I wish we could.
love the
I wish we could
McDonald's.
just pick all this up and go right now.
I do love the McDonald's.
We could
A
order
mobile
it,
podcast.
but I don't want it. Postmates this late is a nightmare.
Yeah, that's true. Especially with stuff like that, because the drive-throughs are lit,
Oh, that's why they're lit though.
dude. And I did it the other night.
Sometimes Taco Bell will
they-
tell me unless I'm a DoorDash driver, they can't take my order
Yeah.
because they get just slammed. What were you saying? You did this the other day?
Oh yeah, and I was Burger King, and they only brought me my chicken nuggets. I just got a sad little bag of chicken nuggets. I didn't get my burger. I didn't get my drink. I was
Why
just
would
like,
they bother?
yeah, I was just like, damn. And I waited like a long time.
That's
it was
what I'm
like an
saying.
hour and
It
a
takes
half or something.
forever.
But I was really, I was a little
That
drunk.
doesn't make any sense.
Drunk ordering Burger King. It was like the only thing open. I was just like, please bring me food.
How late were they open?
Oh damn! It had to have been like past midnight. It was
No.
late. It was late.
Burger King's open past midnight
I think so.
in the pandemic.
Yeah.
The
Let's go
show-
Burger King.
I'll go to Burger King. This one will take a long time, but we'll get burgers.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Is that the one you go to?
The
Hampton?
Hampton? Probably. I don't know. I've never been there. I've only.
Wait. Oh, you Postmates it.
Oh, I door dashed.
Oh,
Yeah.
No,
Or same thing.
but that's so weird. Did they refund it
I was too.
in the app?
Yes, they did actually. They refunded me for those.
Because you usually just have to say I didn't get this. And
Yeah.
got
yeah.
Valentine's Day. We tried to Postmate some sushi, which was not. It was a Sunday and it was a blizzard, and we got the other people's order. Like the guy picked up 2 orders and gave them our bigger order, and we got the smaller order. And my wife's a picky eater, so that was hard. Real bummer.
Unacceptable.
And it's not
Unacceptable.
easy to navigate in the experience. So that's the Mariah menu.
Yeah, that's
Missouri Attorney General wants parents to report schools enforcing mask mandates. I'm moving. So the Attorney General of my lovely home state wants
no.
parents to tell the government if schools are making kids wear masks. So that's the direction we're moving in. So that's also why I quit teaching.
Yeah. Dude, I don't want to be around them. I don't know, the school.
I think even when this whole thing is over, I think kids should be continue to be required to wear masks. They're disgusting creatures.
Yeah, honestly, they're so gross. I
Mask
remember
it up.
being 10.
Mask those babies up. So that's a nightmare.
I kind of like the masks in the like supermarket kind of too.
It
Just
kind of-
personally.
I mean, we were sharing too many germs before, and I kind of don't want to buy produce that people have been walking by breathing on.
Mm-hmm. I don't.
What am I, a socialist?
I don't even really like want to be approached or talked to most of the time when I'm in the store.
Yeah, I want
so it's kind of
dark
like a,
shades, hat, glasses, mask, earbuds,
yeah,
prophylactic.
yeah.
Just you got to stay safe. If I'm in the grocery store, I'm already not happy to be there, and I
Yep.
kind of wish I had my own little Pope mobile to keep myself safe from the public.
Pope-mobile.
You know what I mean? If I had
Yeah,
my
no,
own
I know
little
what you're
rascal
saying.
scooter with a bulletproof glass box with a little fan. But you know
Oh
what?
man,
I got
rascals.
really into the Instacart thing for a while, but
Oh yeah,
they
yeah.
never they act like they can't find anything. They act like they're out of stuff just because those people that are shopping it don't know what it is. Oh, it happens all the time. This guy whose name was Mustafa couldn't find LaCroix at Sam's, and so he took a picture of the beer aisle and said, "You want any of this?" I said, "Yeah, just switch it up. Instead of having 4 cases of LaCroix, just bring me Miller Lite, and we'll just change the tune."
Oh man,
Have you watched Evil Lives Here? I think it's on Netflix.
evil lives here. Who's in that?
Okay, so it's like a documentary series, and each episode is about like somebody who lived with somebody who went on to be a convicted murderer.
Ooh, no, I haven't watched
It is
that.
fucking trauma porn. It is so heavy.
Whoa.
And there's like 10 seasons, and they're terrible. And it's a lot of it is these poor women who their husband murdered their neighbor, or like they some of it's the children of people who, one of them is his mom who just beat the shit out of her kids and tied one up under the dining room table for like 2 years,
What the
and
fuck?
like poisoned all of her husbands and shit.
What the fuck?
It's all crazy, and it's so good, but it's so funny because when you get to, I'm in season 8 right now, so I've been plowing through it, and when you get to that point, you start to notice that the show has a very clear slant. However it was produced, they always make sure to be kind of pro death penalty in a way that's funny, because a lot of these people end up getting the death penalty, a lot of these murderers.
Huh.
And so there's always a point where the victim who's being interviewed will say, usually I'm not for the death penalty, but in this case, my brother is evil. He needs to pay for what he did. Like, that's one thing they hit every single episode. They make sure that if the death penalty's on the table, they're for it.
Whoa.
And which is funny because it's so subtle, but you start to notice it over time. And then what else? There's one other thing that's like a clear ideological choice that's in every episode, but I can't remember what it is. But really, really entertaining. Absolute trigger warning. It's like there's a lot of times I'll be watching it, I'll just say out loud, Jesus.
Oh,
It's just nuts.
See,
some of it's really sad, and some of it is just crazy.
I like some of that. I
It's
used
hard though. You got to balance
do
it.
Evil Genius. Have you watched that?
No,
Oh, dude,
what is it?
you've never. Oh, like the first bit of it is about. Oh shit! Almost spilled. Okay, so it's this whole like crazy thing these people whipped up to like rob a bank, and they put like a bomb around this guy's neck.
Oh yeah,
That whole thing. Well, I mean, like that's not. It didn't even happen really that long ago. 20 something in the 90s.
right.
You know.
Isn't there a movie with like Jesse Eisenberg where?
Oh, 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, yeah. See, the Evil Genius, it's way more like, damn, what just happened?
Yeah.
Like,
No, I bet.
crazy people.
No,
like,
yeah, I didn't mean to insinuate they were similar in tone.
no, not at all. That movie was all right.
Oh yeah, I don't really like what's his name?
Jesse Eisenberg.
No, the other one.
Who was the other dude? I forget. I haven't seen that movie in so long. Is it
Aziz Ansari.
Oh, it is. That's right.
Mm. Yeah, not a big fan of him.
Yeah, he's meh.
He's fine.
I don't know the Jonah something.
Jonah Hill?
No,
Jonah and the Whale.
no, it's the same dude who played.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, Jesse Eisenberg is his. I'm tripping. Yeah. Anywho,
Jesse Eisenberg and Aziz Ansari.
Jesse Eisenberg.
But that movie's like 15 years old. We should move on.
Yeah.
Recycling. St. Louis stops alleyway recycling pickup as staffing shortages continue. The department is down 11 operators and running 15 to 20 trucks short, meaning they're not making it to all 55 daily routes. My dumpster is empty, so I wonder what this means. St. Louis has a lot of trash. They can't keep up. They're pausing some recycling services. We've not, as a city, recovered even since 2008, and a lot of cuts had to be made. Departments in the city was equipment. Oh, so they're down physical trucks. Waste increases by 25% over the holidays. I don't know. Okay, so it's not the whole city. They made it sound like it was the whole. I thought none of the recycling in the city was going to get picked up for a while. But mine's getting picked up, so it must be up north somewhere. They're probably getting screwed, which is I'm not for.
I was looking at some jobs, and there's a bunch of recycling jobs kind of opened up in Missouri right now too. One of them's like straight up electronics recycling, and I don't know, sounded kind of cool.
This is also really hard. My stepdad just retired, but he was in recycling, and since COVID, and before that, kind of because of the alleged trade war, a lot of other countries that we sold a lot of our recycled goods to quit buying them. So a lot of it's just been sitting in the facilities. They bundle it up, and then eventually there's stuff they just have to throw away, like bundled up recycled materials.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting dumped for a long time. So I'm hoping we cut that shit out, because it's going to be 70 degrees on Christmas here.
70 degrees?
I think I saw that. I don't know if a drunk guy tweeted that or if that was a headline. I can't remember. We should look into that. St. Louis, Christmas weather, huh? We're doing it live. Oh, yeah, brother, 62 degrees.
Dang.
Low of 39, so we'll get it chilly in the evening.
Yo, how was Muppet Christmas?
Oh, bro, it was lit as fuck. Was that same day?
Dude, it was.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
It feels like a dream. But they showed the movie, and the orchestra played the music along with the movie. So it's a version of the movie with just the vocal tracks and none of the instrumentals, and then the orchestra plays the instrumentals. And the girls I was with my wife and our best friend Ellie, who Ellie got us a sign for the show for Christmas. We got to bust it out before we're done. It's really cool. I haven't figured out where I want to put it yet.
What?
And maybe behind you, it would look good back there. I wonder if it would be legible. I guess that's up to me with the cameras, isn't it? And they were saying that a couple times the orchestra was off sync, but I never noticed. I was really enjoying it. It would have been a great experience to do, like, on something. I wasn't on anything. I was on the Holy Spirit. I had 3 Diet Cokes and a brownie.
Oh, yeah.
And a cookie and some M&Ms.
That's dank.
And I almost got some popcorn, but I didn't feel like I could carry it all.
Plays are cool, man. Or it's not even, I guess it was.
No, it was like the orchestra and seeing all the instruments up close like that. We had really good seats. It was a really good time. There was a matinee that was probably sold out that they did with, like, I think more children were there. There were some kids there, but it was mostly fucking honkies in there. It was weird. But I also have seen podcasts like live that go on tour and stuff. I've seen some of those there and stuff. So I love the Powell, and we were on the floor, so it's fun.
Cool. Very cool.
I'm fine.
Is that a sneeze?
That's how I sneeze, Barry. We're just living out loud. Look at this hair. Yeah, it's gonna be 70 degrees on Christmas. We're not recycling anymore because it's already over. Let's go ahead and get to Bigfoot now.
Wait, Bigfoot?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're talking about Bigfoot, and one of the reasons is there was a sighting.
When?
A local sighting, brother.
In St. Louis?
No, not. It was like Southern Illinois.
Close enough.
They think they're local to us, so I'll allow it.
I mean, St. Louis is probably like the closest city if you're not going to.
No, from Southern Illinois, sure. Oh yeah, it's just dog shit over there. Illinois man thinks he saw Bigfoot in Central Illinois, which is I am not paying to read this.
Gotta pay to read? What? About
Come
Bigfoot?
Oh, come on. Where did I put it? But yeah, so this guy saw an entity cross the road across this 2-lane highway in central Illinois in 2 really big strides, and he was gone. He was very quick, very big, and in the video or whatever, I don't know if it's video or if it was a phone call or something, but there's some kind of recording of him that he says, "Fucking Bigfoot," or like, "Shit, Bigfoot." He cusses at it, and they always beep it out, so I'm not sure exactly what he says. But the
Oh, that's good.
that's in the headline, and that we were just talking about Bigfoot, and that's the closest. That's a close recent sighting. That'd be crazy.
Dude, let's go.
And with
You
all
podcast
this climate
on the-
change,
Podcast on the road?
we should go up to Central Illinois and just set up in the woods, just live stream from the woods. I got
See-
5G.
Get some bacon.
Have some bacon.
Bacon? Yeah,
Does Bigfoot
yo,
like bacon? I know Bigfoot likes garlic.
like some. Well, what? Let's see. What does Bigfoot likely eat? Bigfoot could be an omnivore for all we know.
But so, what animals is he eating?
If he's eating animals, I mean, what? Deer? Deer? Maybe he doesn't eat deer. Maybe
They're so
squirrel.
big. Like, would they bother? Unless they're tribal or pack animals of some kind.
Well, what if they're like? What if they truly are vegetarians?
Okay, so I'm okay with that. I got some Sabra hummus upstairs.
Ooh, hummus. Bigfoot likes hummus.
Yeah, now Mustafa couldn't find the little non-dippers, so he got full-size non-bread. But I think that'll be okay for Bigfoot. Bigfoot's probably not a grain guy, right? He's not baking.
Could
Bigfoot's
he?
definitely not baking. I'll say that right now.
Well, wait. If they're intelligent enough to,
They're definitely not using
remain
fire.
so-
We'd find them, brother.
what if they use fire in caves?
Fire in caves.
You
Have
know?
we ever found any evidence of that? You should be Googling some of this.
Dude, I don't know. Do you remember that show, Finding Bigfoot?
There were 20 seasons of it, and they never found him.
Dude, I see. That's where like the conspiracy, kind of stuff. Like,
Do you think the
loses
government
me.
doesn't want us to know about Bigfoot?
Well, no, that's truly it. I don't know if you're very familiar with like the Bob Lazar case, but a big part of what he's talking about is like, yeah, like they tried to erase me.
They tried to erase Bob Lazar?
Yeah, or not. No, not Bob Lazar.
For what?
Is it
though?
the other dude? No, it's Bob Lazar. Anywho, so he worked on. Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying the right name.
Okay, I'll Google Bigfoot while you Google the other thing,
Yeah.
and my mom on the other line here will just hang out.
Sorry. Anyway, Bob Lazar. Yeah. Okay. So he worked on stuff at a secret site known as S4, and claims to have seen like alien, like UFOs, except they are okay. They're not UFOs. Alien crafts that supposed government-led facility in the U.S. called S4 had, and they called in people to come look at them, but they were only allowed to look at like very segmented parts. Like he was only supposed to study anything relating to the propulsion, because they kept things very divided like that, so nobody could congregate and be like, well, we're going to come out with this. And then when he did, as insurance, because he was like feeling threatened, like, oh, they could take me out or expose me, he was like, nah, I'm going to just go out and be like, yeah, so this is what happened. Anywho,
So yeah, so one of those things that like the media does like intentionally and eerily doesn't pay attention to, because, and maybe coincidentally it's also advantageous to people that are in control of different things.
exactly. So the whole like UFO Bigfoot thing, it's always been made to look hokey so that people don't
They can
take it
discredit
seriously.
They take the legitimacy out of the conversation.
Yeah, and it's honestly not that outlandish.
So you know
of
how
a
we're
theory.
living in a fucking simulation, and I think we may be smoking crack, because this is on the USDA Forest Service, U.S. Department of Agriculture website, fs.usda.gov. Loss of space threatening North American Sasquatch. This is actually Tiffany Holloway, Office of Communication for the U.S. Forest Service. We've been keeping its existence under wraps for years to protect its privacy, but because the country is losing more and more open space each day, we wanted to make it known that the habitat of one of America's greatest legends may be at risk.
Well, is she like for real though?
This, I mean,
Is this in any way like meant to be like like a joke, or is it? Because
um, maybe.
what if they're for real?
Why? I don't want my government making jokes on the website. I need government to be government. It's
So
like the guy on the highway with the cute "buckle your seatbelt" slogans every day.
is there a comment section?
No, it's a fucking government website. This isn't KSDK or some rag like that.
Why doesn't our government have a comment section? It's a
They
democracy, right?
that's maybe that would solve everything if we could just put comments on the government websites. An estimated 6,000 acres of open space are lost each day, a rate of 4 acres per minute. That's too much. Public forests are also affected. Blah, 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 blah. So here's the thing. We need to figure out what kind of iPhone I need to get so that we can live stream from the woods and invite Bigfoot on the show in person.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think he likes hummus?
I think hummus is definitely a good bet. He maybe doesn't usually eat hummus, but I think he would enjoy it. It would be things that are familiar to him in a new way, sort of reworked in a way that's vegan friendly but not vegan exclusive, because we don't want to offend him with the bacon. Bacon is sensitive. Leviticus, brother. People are sensitive about lobsters and bacon and mixed Lennons and blasphemy.
I'm dead.
Oh God. What else about Bigfoot? I got another story before we get deep on the stuff that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we should try to find him though. Podcast on the road. I got a
Podcast
big
on the
backpack.
road.
Let's go.
Yeah, you got a nice truck.
Yeah,
I think
can
if we just get a
off-road.
little rooftop satellite thing for some kind of woodland hotspot, we have to be able
In
to stream it
Central
live for me to feel like I'm doing something real.
Only got to go to Central Illinois. Like, that's not far
That's what I'm
away.
saying. We could do a day trip. We don't even have to sleep out there. I don't know that he's nocturnal. Do we have any reason to think he's nocturnal? And does he use fire? Is what you were looking at.
I don't know. So do we find somewhere near? Well, that's the thing. I feel like most caves that are out in the open are like. I don't know. I don't really know anything about caves. I don't know anything about
I've been
America's cave
spelunking.
systems. That's terrifying.
No, I've done it.
That's terrifying.
It's not that bad.
It's terrifying.
You don't want to go tight.
Have you seen the movie The Descent?
No, I can't. No, can't do that because I've been there, and so I'd have nightmares about it.
Yeah,
I saw the
you should-
trailer, and I was like, "No, thank you, baby Jesus."
Dude, that movie.
No, I was straight up in a cave with bats, brother.
Bats.
There were fucking bats up in that motherfucker all through the bitch. Oh.
How many miles of caves in America? I wonder.
Okay, so Oregon is using Bigfoot as a slogan person, a spokesman for wildfire prevention. There's some article I keep seeing about a guy who wrote something that I don't think it's actually about Bigfoot and fire. I don't think Bigfoot use fire, so I don't think they're cooking, but they could be in caves, but I don't think we've ever found any evidence of cave-dwelling hominids that use fire. I think that's probably what accelerated our departure away from those creatures genetically.
That's crazy.
I think he eats animals, but I think he eats them raw. I don't know that he would eat something as big as a deer
I feel like.
unless they're a communal organism of some kind.
How could something that carnivorous remain so elusive, though?
Well, we don't know that it's carnivorous. That's why we're bringing hummus instead of bacon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he's a vegetarian,
In the mic, Barry.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I'm sorry.
Sorry, we were smoking crack.
Just a little bit.
Just a little crack, Mom.
So the biggest cave in the world, or the cave system, is Mammoth Cave. There's a Mammoth Cave National Park.
Where?
Hold up, U.S. National Park. Kentucky. Kentucky.
I can get you to Kentucky in 5 hours.
Yeah.
We can go tonight. Barry,
It's a 50...
Barry, you and me have nothing going on.
Dude, we could go. We could go. It's not even a big deal.
We can go. Literally not going to interfere with anything else we're doing professionally, at least for the next couple weeks.
Let's go. Dude.
Oh, God. We're going... Mom, we're going to go look for Bigfoot. We're going to bring him some hummus.
I've always wanted
We
to go look
don't
for
know
Bigfoot.
what his diet is like, and so hummus seems to be the safest option. It's soft on the stomach.
But it's savory.
And we know he likes garlic. My mom watches this Bigfoot show about people that have... Maybe it's Surviving Bigfoot, or what's the one?
Finding Bigfoot?
Finding Bigfoot. Surviving Bigfoot. Like he's R. Kelly. Bigfoot pissed on me, and it was horrible. No, this lady was saying he came to my back door, and he was saying garlic, and so I gave him some garlic. I didn't know if he wanted powdered or cloved, so I gave him cloved.
What?
She said all that on Finding Bigfoot or Surviving R. Kelly or one of them, and is that a goose down feather in my fucking athleisure tee? Oh, my, on camera, goose down. Look at that feather. It was all the way in there. Bigfoot likes garlic, and so that gave me the idea. I have some hummus upstairs. Garlic is in most hummus. It's an excellent compliment, and I think that is what we should bring Bigfoot, and the defense rests.
All right. Garlic hummus.
Utah. Authorities announced Saturday that a 19-year-old Snow College student who had been reported missing on Wednesday was found alive. In a press conference held on Sunday, police informed the public they had arrested a suspect in her disappearance. The suspect arrested in this case is a 39-year-old Brent Brown. Brown has been arrested on multiple felony charges, included aggravated kidnapping and obstruction of justice. The woman walked away from her apartment at 9:22 p.m. on December 13th. Someone who saw her said she looked like she was going out to meet someone. Video footage showed Allen wearing a skirt, a white coat she frequently wore, and flats. Around 7:20 a.m. on December 14th, a text message was sent from her phone to one of her parents saying, "I love you." The text calls parents to be concerned and head to Verizon to find out details on the location of the phone. The text was sent from Lau, Utah, which is 87 miles from Ephraim, where she was last seen.
Oh, dang.
Police obtained data that indicated that her phone was in Lau at 12:06 a.m. and 7:20 a.m. on December 14th. There's no further data after 7:20 a.m. They turned the bitch off. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. If you're going to steal a phone, you got to turn it off.
Damn.
Kids taught me that. During the search, law enforcement arrived at a home on Main Street. As they approached the house, they observed through a basement window a person with light-colored hair and a small build in the basement of the house. 39-year-old male answered the door and stated no one else was in the home. He also would not allow a consensual search of his home without the owner of the home's, his parents' permission. The owner was contacted and consensual search was granted. And they found her naked and covered in charcoal. Charcoal, brother.
What the fuck?
Yeah. That's why I clipped the story. But she's alive, and it looks like she's safe. I'm hoping it wasn't too terrible down there.
That's awful.
I mean, what the fuck is going on in the world?
That's really fucked up.
They're not recycling. They're tying people up in basements.
Not cool, man.
And, that's the other thing from Evil Lives Here. There's kind of a Christian slant to the show that they don't necessarily force, but if the person being interviewed provides a lot of that, there's a lot of, I was just hoping my son would come to Christ instead of murdering all them people. A lot of Jesus. A lot of, we're pro the death penalty, and we love Jesus. That's the kind of gentle pattern in the show. That's fun. So good.
That's
so
crazy.
Yeah, so that girl is safe. They arrested that guy. He was keeping her in his parents' house, which is nuts. We're gonna go find Bigfoot. He's gonna be on the show because we're gonna bring him Sabra hummus. And let's talk about the younger Dryas, Barry.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about it, Barry.
Something that has been making my brain ache for weeks. I cannot stop thinking about the possibility of a timeline totally forgotten. You know, Graham Hancock talks about this thing like a species with amnesia, like there's a forgotten chapter of human history.
Yeah, and we
It's
talked a little bit on the show about how like establishment historical groups don't
right.
like to open up this door because they would have to add or re-explain a lot of what's in history, and it
It,
is arrogant to assume that we can just make so many bold claims about human history when the history has been documented a certain way for so many years. So I do want to say, yeah. But also, we were talking in our last episode, which is an epic 2-hour shenanigram of conversation, included this conversation of Atlantis and the conversation about things in Egypt being a lot older than they're actually, you know, understood to be intellectually or academically, I should say.
academically, yeah.
Academically. So, as you were saying,
Well, yeah, and that's what's so weird is that if anything comes out that does not fit the current paradigm, it's just totally and utterly disregarded. And in fact, the people with the credentials, the experts, experts, you know what I'm saying?
Cartrell, brother.
Yeah, the experts, they they just disregard it. I don't understand why they choose to slam these people down. They shoot down the conversation, and to me that's suspicious. Like it makes me think like there is more that's known, and for some reason it's being suppressed, and it like keeps leading me back to this question of like, who owns history? Who owns all of the like first hand resources, primary resources? And then today it was funny, somebody was talking about it, but it's like so much of that stuff is in the Vatican.
What's
So
that about? What's that about, brother? I didn't know that.
oh dude, there's tons of stuff in the Vatican, thousands of years worth of loot, of loot.
Loot.
Loot. The Vatican got tons of loot. And the thing is the Vatican
It's kind of like what if the Nazis got to
the
keep all their inventions thing?
no, exactly.
It's like, they're not this murderous empire that they once were, but they got to keep a lot of the loot.
The Vatican has its own country. So they have their own extradition like laws. And their resource like libraries or whatever, I don't know, I've never been there. That if you want to see something, you have to like say like I specifically want to see this, you know. And if you don't know that something exists, how are you going to know to ask for it? It's just like it's very shady. Okay, not to put it all on the Vatican. Like who knows where all this
But
stuff
what we
is.
were originally talking about is the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis, which posits that fragments of a large disintegrating asteroid or comet struck North America, South America, Europe, and Western Asia around 12,800 years ago.
Yeah.
Multiple meteor airbursts and/or nanodiamonds. No, I'm sorry. And/or impacts produced the Younger Dryas boundary layer, depositing peak concentrations of platinum, high-temperature spherules, metaglass, and nanodiamonds, forming an isochronous datum at more than 50 sites across 50 million kilometers of Earth's surface. Some scientists propose that this event triggered extensive biomass burning, a brief impact winter, and the Younger Dryas abrupt climate change, which contributed to extinctions of late megafauna and there's that word again, and resulted in the end of the Clovis culture. Now that's what I wanted to get to, is that this impact altered biodiversity on the planet and also would have wiped out a lot of advancement of different species at the time, correct?
No, exactly.
Great.
And I think that's a good place to start. It's like
The Clovis culture being a prehistoric Paleo-American culture named for distinct stone tools found in close association with, this is all from the Blackwater locality in New Mexico, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And this is a problem because it disrupts timelines that academic establishments have in regards to human development and human history.
no, precisely. And I think that a lot of the people that are calling the shots on this, they have papers to protect. You know what I mean? Like things that they've published. And for something to be discredited by new evidence poses a threat to their money, I assume, and somehow, or maybe just their ego. And it's, I don't know, because of that, there's a lot of bullying in the industry. People like Randall Carlson and Graham Hancock are utterly dismissed in a
Like
not
the Bob
classy
Lazar
way.
thing we were talking about, where I mean,
Yeah.
the establishment professionals that dictate a lot of this information to the public are allowed to sort of exclude people who have these fringe opinions. You know, like Galileo.
Fringe, yeah. No, exactly. It's a heliocentric. No way. Like,
Yeah.
come on. The freaking Sumerians knew that we
Yeah.
were heliocentric.
Mhm.
And that's another kind of thing that always makes me lead back to, possibly there being a civilization that we've forgotten about. Everyone assumes that, okay, we would have found some kind of electronics or plastics of some sort.
You're alluding to the conversation we had about Atlantis.
Yeah, and I mean, and the whole Atlantis thing remains true. Atlantis was supposed to have 12 kingdoms or something like that.
Right.
And supposedly they were over the world. What if there was a community of people that started earlier on and, planted themselves in different countries all over the world that maybe before didn't know that other people were there? It sounds like the US. I mean, think about it. We're all over the place. And we've visited people that were previously like uncontacted. Why couldn't the same thing have happened like in a time before everything was reset, biodiversity compromised? And giant floods would explain a lot of the missing evidence. Also building on top of prime real estate.
Right. This is part of the thing, is that some of these people conjecture, for example, that the Sphinx is much older than the pyramids.
Yeah, because of the water erosion.
The water erosion, Barry.
Yeah, Robert Schoch was the guy.
Bobby Shock.
Yeah.
My mustache is too long right now.
Give it all that trim.
Yeah.
It's very interesting though. The biggest thing I've been into is why is it so suppressed? It's very hard to find information that isn't like I don't know, expressed as fringe. Like, you find people that are passionate about these things and seem reasonable and credible to whatever their degree, but if you like were to Google search, say, Graham Hancock as opposed to Googling Brian Shermer from the Skeptic Society, one, you'll find Graham Hancock's Wikipedia page, which in the first like sentence is literally like, he's a pseudoscientist and he's not
Right.
credible.
Right.
But then Brian Shermer from the Skeptic Society, who I've heard speak, and I feel like he's just kind of a dick. I don't understand how somebody could have so many opinions on things that they've never visited or never seen.
Right.
Which he claims to have not. Like, he's never like been to the pyramids.
I bet he's been to the Vatican.
Yeah, I bet he has, probably for tourism of some sort.
Woof. That took a dark turn.
Sorry.
So,
I don't know.
where should I keep looking?
To find this information?
Yeah, like what do I need to find out about next?
I think we need to read older resources. I just think that things produced by the internet nowadays, it's like, what can I trust and what can I not? There's between all the misinformation and misinformation and misinformation about misinformation. What the fuck am I supposed to believe? I believe that we deserve an internet better than this. That's so segmented on purpose, and now I truly believe being suppressed. I think that people are being suppressed from very vital information about our past, and I think, and this is the big conspiracy piece of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you come out and say stuff like this, and people will tell you that you're crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think that that's healthy to deny that there's things that we can't trust.
Well, we also know better.
Yeah, it's just like, come on, like, look at our history.
There's so many geniuses in history that we know were misunderstood or undervalued at their time.
Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla, and we talked about Galileo, and like different people that were kind of goofy in history that people were like, oh, that guy's nuts. And then it turns out scientifically it was like, no, that's pretty good stuff, actually. We should probably have saved some of that stuff.
Tesla is responsible for like 90% of modern technology.
Yeah.
Like so many concepts that he like began exploring served as the basis for new science, and
Yeah.
it goes totally like unrealized. Like, I don't think people really understand how big of an impact that he had. And then his death is just so mysterious. It's just it seems like he was taken out, you know.
He was like Clinton.
Oh, 100%. Marilyn Monroe.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Yeah, no, straight up. And I think it's because he knew too much. And, you know, these weird secret societies.
And he was a threat to the, energy conglomerate even at the time.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a more likely reason for him having been taken out. Anything business, industry related.
And the people making the money and energy have always been the people that had the resources to pursue public office.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And his whole thing was like free energy. And he believed that I'm saying this probably based on some fringe shit that I've watched. But
that's good. That's good. Let's crank that out.
Yeah, no. But like the pyramids supposedly, in his opinion, were some kind of energy tower siphoner. And that's why earlier on the other show, when we talked about Atlantis, being in a geomagnetically significant location,
yeah.
and that's from straight up CIA documents that they've released. Still,
and then
there's
redacted huge portions of.
Yeah, so they didn't give you like an actual reasoning for the mission.
Why would they redact the geospatials, brother?
Why'd they use our tax dollars to go do all that stuff, and we can't even see?
I want to know.
What? I just want to
know the stuff.
It's like, why you got to be so secret about it?
I can't have health care. I can't have a living wage, and I can't have any of the secrets.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
And I just think that there's a lot of stuff that we don't know, and I think people will become very complacent with just like authority. But I think we're kind of reaching this time where, people have had it with the bullshit. Like, I can smell bullshit from a mile away. Like, I don't believe the people speaking on the news. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Why are you going to give this goober a microphone and tell him what we're supposed to do? I don't think I've had like a really great example of a president in my lifetime.
Yeah, that's hard. That's got to be hard, right?
Yeah.
And because the context of the office has changed so much, it'd be nice if we had some really unanimously adored political figures in our lifespan. So that we had a perspective on how to behave. It'd be nice to have that person even as a role model, as a citizen.
Yeah. Somebody who like does things. I feel like we got a lot of people in office that it's just like they grew up to be a politician. That's a made up thing.
Well, and it comes from that privilege culture that we're learning every day is more and more of a problem, that there's people I've always said this when I was a teacher, that there's people making laws about schools who never even went to a public school as a student even. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so it's a very specific culture delegating kind of the norm and the limitations of everybody when they don't even really know. It's like the Tim Dillon joke about like if they quit doing undercover bosses because like it was causing too much upset. Like the CEO of Arby's would just shut the facility down if he went into a real Arby's, especially right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's hard to do an episode of Undercover Boss that the guy shows up and says, "Oh my God, what is happening? Cut it loose."
Yeah, it's not fun. It's like, oh, damn. Man, that's crazy.
That is my favorite thing you've ever said.
What?
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
Man, that's crazy. So we hit on a little bit of everything there.
Yeah, we did.
We got income inequality. And so that's the problem, is that like when there's so many things that they just lie to us about and just let us not believe, Epstein, steel beams.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, any example you want to pick, Operation Paperclip. Let's just name drop some more controversial topics.
Just so everyone knows, Project Magnet is the thing I was talking about with the CIA documents.
Where they said, we're not going to redact any of this, and then they redacted the rest of that sentence.
Yeah. That's like a specific. They released a whole bunch of documents. There's a whole archive of CIA documents that were.
So that's how we got
to
on the whole trip about we need a
view.
role model of an ideal citizen, and it was because we're talking about they don't fucking tell us anything, and I can't get a knee operation, and I'm making $6 an hour, and they don't even let me know the secrets.
Yeah, I want to know the secrets. I want to know.
If I'm not going to get my Social Security, I want some information.
Yeah, information is just like a critical resource for people. You know, as we grow.
And it's powerful.
It is powerful.
You know what I mean? And when they're trying to control, you need to give them the knowledge. If you love somebody, you give them the knowledge, and then you just hope that you've prepared them to make the correct decisions with it.
Yeah, give us the knowledge that we need to be successful and happy. That's it.
Including, like, what's up with all the magnets in the Sahara Desert?
Yeah. What's up with the Eye of the Sahara?
One thing I wanted to talk about, we have to talk about next time, Barry, is the blocks, the granite beams in the pyramids that were way too heavy to move there.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a whole nother... Yeah, we got to get on that.
Let me wrap this up real quick. Guys, that's another episode of Jacob V Weekly. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Google, whatever. You can contact the show 314-632-6602 or at jacobvweekly@gmail.com. You can find original music by myself and by Barry King's old band, Ground Control, and we both have forthcoming projects we mentioned a little bit earlier. Stay tuned for those. Patreon.